The NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Tonight, breaking news, the scare on the subway. Smoke filling the train during rush hour. Passengers in Boston prying open the doors to get out, climbing through train windows. Already a nation on heightened alert. Tonight, the possible culprit. Also breaking, powerful earthquakes striking Italy tonight. The images coming in right now and reports on the rescues. The flight here in the U.S., the pilot under arrest, accused of being drunk in the cockpit. Donald Trump tonight visiting his new hotel, the second hotel in 2 days. Tonight he's one-on-one with George, plus Trump surrogate Newt Gingrich taking aim at Megyn Kelly.
You are fascinated with sex.
Tonight, her response and the new poll. Trump now leading Clinton in Florida, the razor-thin margin. And the new video tonight after the bombs in and around New York City. Police as they approach the suspect. What we never saw or heard before.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and we begin tonight with several developing stories. First, in Boston this evening, the frightening moments late today as the rush hour commute began. The subway, the T as New Englanders call it, filling with smoke. Take a look. It happened at one of the busiest stops, the Back Bay station, not far from the scene of that terror at the Boston Marathon. So you can just imagine the immediate fears. Riders desperate to get out, opening those doors, jumping from windows. Several then transported to the hospital. This does not appear to be terror, but these were very tense moments, and ABC's Lindsay Davis with the early clues tonight.
Tonight, a rush hour nightmare. Cell phone video captures the panic inside Boston's famous Back Bay station as smoke fills the air. Passengers try to escape, breaking windows and diving out. Video inside the subway car, the system known locally as the T, shows commuters cramming through a window to get out.
I'm gonna open the door. Just calm down. I'm opening the door.
Some who escaped then tried to break open the subway doors to pull others out to safety. Officials say the train's motor overheated at 4:30 this afternoon, causing that smoke. But with the iconic station just a few hundred yards from where the marathon bombs went off, that city is still on edge. From the sky, helicopter footage shows firemen at the scene, ambulances and first responders ready to treat those inside. It's an increasingly familiar scene these days as America's aging subway systems continue to decline. Early last year, a mechanical failure caused smoke in a different Boston station, leading to panic. Both incidents in Boston come on the heels of the D.C. Metro incident where smoke filled a car, sending more than 80 people to the hospital and killing one.
And Lindsay is with us live tonight, and who can blame those passengers for trying to get out and quickly? Any word on their condition tonight? And of course, that bigger question you brought up about America's aging subways?
David, we do know that 3 people were transported to the hospital. It's not clear just yet if age was a factor. We do know that this line went into service in the 70s, and that is certainly something they're going to be looking into, David.
Lindsay Davis leading us off tonight. Lindsay, our thanks to you. The other frightening images coming in from Italy at this hour. At least 2 earthquakes rocking central Italy. It was felt in Rome. Reports of families trapped, then the rescues, crumbling buildings centuries old, knocking out power. And it happened in the same region where nearly 300 people were killed just 2 months ago during earthquakes then. ABC's Jennifer Eccleston is in Italy for us.
Churches crumbled in central Italy, and terrified residents ran into the streets as multiple earthquakes struck just after nightfall. The first quake, 5.5 magnitude, then just 2 hours later, a more powerful 6.1 magnitude aftershock. Centuries-old buildings with holes punched straight through. Huge boulders blocked roads, slowing search and rescue teams who evacuated elderly residents, going street by street. So far, at least 2 people injured. The mayor of a nearby town calling the situation apocalyptic. The tremors striking the country just 2 months after a powerful 6.2 earthquake in the same region killed nearly 300 people.
And David, tonight's quake centered just 12 miles from that devastating one in August. We definitely felt it here in Rome, some 60 miles away. Right now, darkness and heavy rains are really hampering rescue efforts. David?
Jennifer Eccleston from Rome tonight. Jennifer, thank you. And back here at home now, and just 13 days now left until the election, and America is counting. Donald Trump taking his campaign to his new hotel today, cutting the ribbon along with his family there in Washington, D.C., the second hotel he's visited in 2 days. He said there's a good reason why he visited his new hotel during these valuable last few days. And ABC's Tom Llamas is on the campaign trail.
For the second day in a row, Donald Trump's campaign trail led right to one of his hotels.
This is turning into the running of the reporters. We're now heading over to the ribbon cutting for something that's billed as not a campaign event. This is the most reporters probably ever for a hotel opening.
Many, many years of luck and happiness and everything else.
Trump opening his hotel in Washington, insisting this isn't self-promotion, it's proof of what he can accomplish.
My theme today is 5 words: under budget and ahead of schedule. That's what we did.
Actually, that's 6 words. But Trump's message today overshadowed by the man in the front row, former House Speaker Newt Gingrich, fresh off his explosive interview with Megyn Kelly, who pressed him on the 10 women accusing Donald Trump of sexual misconduct.
We don't get to say the 10 women are lying. We have to cover that story, sir.
Gingrich then unloading.
That is worth
When you want to go
covering.
back
And
through the tapes of your show recently, you are fascinated with sex and you don't care about public policy.
Me?
Now, that's
Really?
what I get out of watching you tonight.
You know what, Mr. Speaker, I'm not fascinated by sex, but I am fascinated by the protection of women and understanding what we're getting in the Oval Office.
The former House Speaker trying to force Kelly to take on Bill Clinton.
I want to hear your words. Bill Clinton, sexual predator. I dare you. Say Bill Clinton, sexual predator.
Mr. Speaker, we've
Disbarred
covered...
by the
Excuse me,
Arkansas
sir.
bar. Disbarred by the
Excuse
Arkansas
me.
bar.
Kelly getting the last word. Almost.
We're going to have to leave it at that, and you can take your anger issues and spend some time working on them, Mr. Speaker. Thanks for being here.
And you too.
Then, minutes later, what some are calling a threat from a top Trump aide, Dan Scavino tweeting, Megyn Kelly made a total fool out of herself tonight, attacking Donald Trump. Watch what happens to her after this election is over. And today, at the hotel, Trump welcoming Gingrich like a conquering hero.
By the way, congratulations, Newt, on last night. That was an amazing interview. That was an amazing... We don't play games, Newt, right? We don't play games.
And Tom Llamas with us live tonight from Washington. 2 hotels in 2 days. Trump defending the move. He has had a rigorous schedule in the battlegrounds, we should say. But as he stands in front of that new hotel today, there are the headlines about concerns over whether this campaign could be hurting the brand.
David, the Trump name may come down from 3 buildings in Manhattan after residents complained. That according to the New York Times. And just today, Ivanka Trump announcing that their new line of hotels geared for younger guests is not going to be called Trump, but rather Scion. The Trump family maintains their brand is stronger than ever. David?
Tom Llamas with us tonight. Tom, thank you. And with under 2 weeks to go, George Stephanopoulos one-on-one with Donald Trump today. And here's how Trump answered when asked why the hotel with the clock ticking.
What do you say to supporters of yours who think you shouldn't be taking time off the campaign trail from the battleground states?
Well, I think it's so unfair because, you know, Hillary Clinton goes to see an Adele concert last night, and everybody says, oh, wasn't that nice? Isn't that wonderful? I did 8 stops yesterday, 3 major rallies where, you know, where I told you 25 and 15 and 20, and it's thousands of people. I did 3 plus many other stops. I came here, and let me just tell you what this is about. Under budget, ahead of schedule. I built one of the great hotels of the world. What am I supposed to do, not show up? I'm taking 1 hour off. I'm going to North Carolina right after this. Then I'm going back down to Florida. I'm going up to New Hampshire. I'm all over the place. But I can't take 1 hour off to cut a ribbon at one of the great hotels of the world. I mean, I think I'm entitled to it. She does 1 stop because she has no energy. She's got nothing going. She does 1 stop, and nobody complains about that. Nobody complains when she goes to an Adele concert all night long while I'm making 2 speeches at rallies with, you know, massive crowds.
George will have much more of his conversation with Donald Trump and his wife Melania and the children. The exclusive interview with the family tomorrow morning, right here on Good Morning America. In the meantime, to Hillary Clinton tonight, some birthday surprises from her campaign staff as she turns 69, Donald Trump 70. But tonight, the other surprise, perhaps the polls. Look at new numbers from Florida this evening, the key battleground, a new poll showing Trump with a razor-thin margin now, 45 to Clinton's 43. That's within the margin of error. ABC's Cecilia Vega in Florida tonight.
Tonight, Hillary Clinton is the one lobbing attacks about her opponent being off the campaign trail.
Donald Trump is taking time off the campaign trail to officially open the hotel.
Clinton on a Florida blitz counting down the days.
You know, with 13 days left in this election, we cannot stop for a minute. No complacency here.
With Donald Trump calling Florida a must-win, and that new poll showing just how tight the race here is, Clinton now leaving nothing to chance. After 3 days of early voting, more than 2 million people casting ballots. That's up 10% from 2012. So far, Republicans and Democrats heading to the polls in even numbers. Clinton's team says more Latinos than ever are turning out, a good sign for them. Team Trump pointing to long lines as proof of their own strength.
This is the line of people just waiting to vote here in Palm Beach County. It stretches all the way down the side of this library.
Are you all going to get out and vote? Clinton also took a break from campaigning to attend that Adele concert overnight, a birthday gift to herself, plus this gift from the singer on stage.
Don't vote for him, that's what I'm saying.
On her 69th birthday, aides today surprising her with a cake. And supporters in Florida breaking into song.
And Cecilia Vega with us live from Miami tonight. And Cecilia, 2 new national polls just out as we come on tonight. A Fox News poll showing Clinton up by 3 over Trump. An AP poll shows Clinton up by 14 over Trump. A lot of volatility in these final days. Do these numbers concern the Clinton campaign?
Well, David, they certainly watch these polls closely. They say they always knew this race would be tight, but here is their strategy right now. They are holding these last days campaign rallies near polling places to try to encourage voters to go vote directly after the events to try to lock these votes in early, David.
Cecilia Vega in the battleground state of Florida tonight. Thank you. Next tonight, a commercial pilot under arrest this evening, taken into custody in the cockpit of a passenger plane moments before a scheduled flight right here in the U.S. Authorities say he was too drunk to fly. Here's ABC's David Curley.
The regional Delta jetliner took off hours late after the arrest of that pilot. It was a TSA officer who noticed the smell of alcohol and alerted Rapid City Police. The 38-year-old was in the cockpit for the 8:30 a.m. flight when police boarded, taking him into custody. But so far, police have not released his blood alcohol level. For the 45 delayed passengers,
I'm pretty perturbed just for the absolute ignorance of one person could have messed up a lot of people's lives.
They finally headed to Salt Lake City when a replacement pilot made it onto the jet. SkyWest, which operates the Delta flight, apologized, adding the crew member has been placed on administrative leave and removed from flying duties while the incident is investigated. Pilots face a stricter standard. A blood alcohol level of just 0.04 is illegal. Still, as we've seen, like this incident on a tarmac, on average, once a month, a pilot is arrested, potentially facing federal charges, like former JetBlue pilot Dennis Murphy.
Did you put 270 passengers at risk?
No comment. In today's incident, the pilot was already in the cockpit, taking part in the pre-flight check when police arrived. Tonight, he faces charges of operating an aircraft under the influence. David?
But he made it all the way to that cockpit. All right, David Curley, our thanks to you. Next tonight, to a major new development in the investigation into the bombs in and around New York City. ABC News obtaining new video of the terror suspect just before he was captured. A police body cam showing Ahmed Rahimi, the man accused of those bombings last month, sleeping outside a neighborhood bar right here in this video. Moments later, he would open fire before being taken down. Here's ABC's Lindsay Janis.
Police body cam video capturing New Jersey officers responding to a call about someone sleeping in a doorway.
Yeah, but you can't be sleeping on somebody's door.
After calling out to the man, they get out of the car to investigate.
What's your name? What's your last name?
But that's only part of his name. The man is bombing suspect Ahmad Khan Rahimi.
Where do you live?
I'm homeless.
The officer continues to question Rahimi. Then we hear them radioing other units.
Any other units, you can just head this way.
That's where the portion of the body cam video obtained by ABC News ends.
Shots fired, shots fired.
Bystanders capturing what happens next, a shootout. Rahimi then attempting to get away, gun in hand.
That's the bomb suspect right there, look at him.
The next time we see him, he's surrounded by law enforcement. Rahimi shot 7 times, taken to the hospital. 2 officers injured in the firefight.
David, police tell us the rest of that body cam footage is now evidence in the case against Rahimi. Rahimi has pleaded not guilty to multiple charges. David?
Lindsay Janis back on the case for us. Next this evening, the big chill impacting millions of Americans over the next few hours. Winter weather and freeze alerts in 5 states tonight. 45-mile-an-hour winds battering Chicago, already blowing off the lake. We knew it would come. Heavy snow falling in lower Michigan, snow and sleet reaching the northeast by morning. Let's get right to meteorologist Rob Marciano live along the West Side Highway here in New York tonight. Rob?
David, hard to believe we were in the 80s just last week. It's a mess across the Great Lakes. Look at the radar. Strong pulses of snow still coming down across Michigan. This is all heading into cold air across the Northeast. Tomorrow morning, it'll be below freezing away from the I-95 corridor. That's where we have advisories up above 2,000.